the 50s. It's our first like real fall feeling game.
Did you say Christmas in the air?
Crispness in the air.
Oh, crispness. Well, Mike Locksley, he said the goal for this week, prove that we are not the same team we were last October when they had a 4-game losing streak trying to kickstart their season. David Braun's not used to being in this spot either. It's the first time in his head coaching career he's coming off back-to-back losses. Great season last year for Northwestern where they started 2-3 and then turned it around, went 8-5, including a Las Vegas Bowl win. Terps kicking off, Cats to touch it first, and off we go from College Park. And the ball came out on the opening kickoff, and Northwestern is back on top of it, out at the 26.
First little giant momentum shift of the night. Man, great job. Face mask on football right there. I think it was Fleming forcing it, put his face right on it, 41.
All right, Coco Ozma giving it up, but Jack Lausch, as expected, does get to touch the ball first after a little scare. The word that keeps being used with Jack Lausch is optimism. It's 3 years to play after he was named the starter in week 3. He's coming off his best passing game of his young career, and his first pass tonight is low and incomplete to A.J. Henning.
Try to force just a rhythm pass there to A.J. Henning to get the youngster off to a good start. They're going to do it with Jackson Carcello again at center. Jack Bailey injured, an undisclosed amount of time going forward, but that makes it that much harder on an inexperienced quarterback. And then the perimeter, Cam Porter in the backfield, along with Joseph Hyman, and then A.J. Henning, the Michigan transfer and speedster, got to get involved.
Well, Porter, just 6 carries last week, but is expected to be full go tonight. Flag comes out to be against Northwestern.
It's going to be Thomas Gordon flinching.
False start. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Big tight end right here. Trying to get a hard count. Trying to get Maryland to tip their hand and see what defensive coordinator Brian Williams is doing. Unfortunately, 2nd and 15 now for the Cats.
Donnell Brown was playing linesman.
Yeah, he
pointed it out.
No doubt about that, yes. Helping out the officials.
Brown is now wearing number 9. He's usually number 19 for Maryland. That's a permanent change. For Terps fans wondering who that is. Henning with a shoestring catch out to the edge, and he somersaults ahead. He was down at that first spot. That's 3rd down and long coming up.
Said he was down or stepped out of bounds there, and this defense, the Terrapin defense, Brian Williams, as we said, the defensive coordinator, they need Jordan Phillips, a rookie center, to get to the quarterback. Donnell Brown, they said, I love this guy, not afraid of anything. He's the life of a party, maybe to a negative standpoint, and then Kevis Thomas has been their best guy in the back end.
Life of the party, good guy to have in your team on a Friday night.
Yes.
3rd down. Jack Lausch running away. And he is outside, but has to bench it. He had several Terps pursuing him, including Jordan Phillips hunting that first sack.
Yep, you said it. Big Jordan Phillips starts right here. Watch him get involved in the pass rush, a little twist game. Right there, freeing him up. That's one way to get to that center. A little line game. They're trying to set up a screen, and wisely sniffed out Jack Lausch, throwing it out of bounds and protected it.
So first drive punt for Northwestern, and this will be interesting tonight, the kicking game. Luke Akers usually punts, but he will
do it all tonight.
Handle kickoffs and field goals, because Jack Olson, their normal place kicker, injured, not on the trip. Oh, and that was almost blocked. So Maryland touching for the first time, and Ricardo Cooper brings it back after Maryland almost got home on that blocked punt.
Yeah, almost got home. You're going to see the personal protector get his hands on, kind of flush him back and take out Akers. Saying, Akers, you're going to have a long night. I'm hitting you this early. And then almost broken on that punt return. And here comes Billy the Kid.
Yeah, that's what they call him around this Maryland program. And Mike Locksley was sticking up for this guy big time this week, saying
Not
Billy
getting enough
Edwards,
love. Yep.
yeah, he needs to be talked about as one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten.
And he is. And certainly statistically right now, it's that win column where he needs to keep getting it done. A ton of weapons, including this man.
And Roman Hemby gets the first carry of the night and finishes forward into the arms of Mac Uline.
Roman Hemby has been Mr. Reliable. They're getting Nolan Ray more involved. And then these perimeter guys, a ton of speed and skill outside for Mike Locksley and company.
And the Terps are relieved to see Caden Prather and Ty Felton both healthy off of the bye week, ready to go. And a target for Prather, and off his hands, incomplete. This Maryland offense at the end of the Indiana loss 2 weeks ago, their top 2 wide receivers were out.
Yeah, for Maryland fans, they want Kaltenberger to keep running the show in there communication-wise. And then, as you said, got Caden Prather back in there. They're starting in a 10 personnel look to start things off. Octavian Smith in there, along with Knotts.
Prather goes up to the line of scrimmage. Preston Howard flipping sides on 3rd down. Pump into the flat. Pocket closed, and Edwards is swung down. Michael Kilbane with a 3rd down sack for the Cats.
Kilbane in here in the pass rush mode. They end up just rushing 3. They're trying to protect this back end against these very, very talented receivers. Just a really nice job. See Coach Tim McGargle there fired up. Getting Billy Edwards Jr. to the ground is a big, big deal for that Northwestern defense.
He said, "Good job, Theron." With his teeth clenched. Theron Johnson, his cornerback.
I think he sleeps with his teeth clenched.
It is a high-energy 15 to 20 minutes whenever we get to spend time with Tim McGargle, the defensive coordinator for Northwestern, in contact on the return man. And A.J. Henning draws the flag with Ty Felton, the star receiver for Maryland, down at his feet.
You'll see 10. You see him he's trying to pull out. There's no maliciousness to that, but no doubt.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team, number 10. 15-yard penalty for the spot. It's 1st down. Timeout.
So better field position for Northwestern coming out for their 2nd drive after Michael Kilbane runs down Billy Edwards for the sack.
All right, let's go in the film room with this Maryland defense forcing an unbelievable amount of turnovers. Right here, it's just Glenn Miller. He's in kind of man-free coverage here and just baits Mr. Rourke into throwing his 2nd pick of the season there early on really back-to-back drives. The thing they've got to do, as we talked about in the open, is turn those into points. They've again turned it over, forced turnovers at a historic rate, not so much on the other side of it.
They forced a punt on the opening drive for Northwestern. Now the race car that is Jack Lausch at quarterback out to the edge for a 6-yard pickup.
Nice job by Wheatland chasing him out of bounds there, and there it is. The takeaways, the 2nd most in all of college football, leading the Big Ten, and then the points off, the 5th fewest. Just not playing complementary football is what Mike Locksley, talked to his troops about over the last 2 weeks with the bye week coming off their Indiana loss.
Wild, wasn't it? They go 4-0 in turnovers.
Crazy.
In the positive against Indiana and lose the game.
That is so hard to do. Northwestern a little bit late there getting lined up. They're trying to get an unbalanced look.
I've got a stat for you on that after this flag. About the
it's one in a gazillion.
False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
It's happened a decent amount where a team has gone +4 in turnovers. Let's look at this first, and I'll tell you that.
So that's just an illegal snap, that double clutch of Jackson Carcello. Just a little uncertainty between him and Jack Lausch right there trying to get it going.
It's happened 13 times this year, +4 in turnovers. Every other team in the country has won. Yes.
Yeah.
The only loss was Maryland's game against Indiana in college football this year.
Unbalanced, tight end on the ball up top.
Lausch looked right, then left. Flag comes out, and he throws to the sideline, incomplete. Looking for Kurtz. He had Kevis Thomas in coverage. Now we'll check on the marker.
Offside. Defense, number 7. Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
So King Basote there, lined up offside in the neutral zone. You can see him right here, no doubt. Just lined up in the neutral zone, and you saw Quayshawn Fuller explode into the backfield. These guys have a big challenge for these front guys. Fuller, Phillips, King Basote, and then they rotate a bunch of guys in there. They want to attack the interior of this Northwestern front.
So it makes it a second down and shorter, and Cam Porter ahead with a first down for Northwestern.
Cam Porter back healthy is great news for a Cat fan. You can see him square up here, just bends it back really well blocked. Ruben Hippolyte finishes.
There's definitely an emotional element,
yes,
for Northwestern of getting Cam Porter back.
Everybody perked up when we brought him up. Yes. They want to get him involved. They're trying to get Porter and Hyman in there more at the same time as they have a little bit.
Fake to Porter. Pressure gets to him. Lausch goes down. It's a King Basote at the ankles with help from Kellen Wyatt.
You described it perfectly. A King Basote 7, as we said, wants to get at that right tackle position. He tries to get a helping hand to tight end Duke Olgis. Lausch is a strong kid. And Wyatt, nice job just getting that strike 4 on.
When it's a half a sack both guys,
yeah,
both guys
exactly,
get up and celebrate.
Yeah, oh, no doubt about it.
Second and long. Lausch around the pocket.
Uh-oh.
And he floats it middle of the field. It's caught. A.J. Henning behind that secondary for Maryland with a big play.
They've been setting all this stuff. Just turns into a max protection situation and no post help over the top for Kevis Thomas. 25 in there starting at corner in the absence of Dante Trader. They mix things up a little bit. And that round 1, it goes to A.J. Henning. Now they got to finish.
Great week last week for A.J. Henning. His first 2 touchdown game as a Northwestern Wildcat.
He can just flat go between him, Hyman, and Bryce Kurtz. They say actually Bryce Kurtz is on the radar, the fastest guy.
So on first down, it's Porter. Yeah, that was surprising, right? Because Hyman and Henning,
both asked about Hyman.
Yeah, Hyman and Henning look the fastest on tape, but Zach Lujan, the offensive coordinator, was like, actually, no, it's Bryce Kurtz. Yep, that's the fastest guy on the offense.
All the GPS results of all that said Kurtz was the winner on the field. No doubt about it. Looks like Hyman, Henning, 1-2 back and forth, and that guy with pipes in the game and healthy, a threat.
It's Porter stuttering the feet, and he's snowed under. Glendon Miller up and run support making the tackle.
You can see the plan of Brian Williams is attack the interior guard, center guard. The inexperience of Jackson Carcello certainly is trying to be exploited by this front. You'll watch, as you watch the ball snapped, it's been Hippolyte, it's been Wheatland. They're bringing secondary pressure inside as well.
Carcello started games last year for Northwestern, made just his second start of the year last week against Indiana. Jack Bailey out injured. On third down, Lausch escapes, pointing downfield. He makes a run for it and plunges to the end zone. Touchdown, Jack Lausch.
Jack Lausch carries.
Watch Lausch work here. There's no edge right there. Cam Porter gets the kick out block on the blitz pickup. Nobody is open downfield. Lausch says, I'll finish it myself. Huge confidence boost to that young man.
So Lausch to Henning to set it up. And then Lausch around Wheatland to bring him in. The Wildcats, the first to score under the Friday night lights. Come with the king, you best not miss. It's The Wire. Fans of the TV show The Wire, crime drama-based show out of Baltimore.
I don't know this, but I will defer to your expertise on this. And should I be scared of that man, or is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I'm scared of most men.
David Simon, Maryland class of '83, created that show.
Right. Well done.
Well, Jack Lausch lands the first blow. Billy Edwards waiting to respond for the Terps, the quarterback. 7-0 Wildcats. Somebody's getting out with their first Big Ten win. 0-2 starts both ways. There's Lausch from 9 yards out, starting the night on the scoreboard. So Mike Locksley told us that his quarterback should be talked about as a star. No ifs and buts about it. This is what he's looking at as far as a successful game for Billy Edwards.
So he's talking about the who is succeeding with Leah Tagovailoa leaving. It's results, drive results, touchdowns, kicks would be punts or field goals, turning the ball over or not, and then make the best out of those around you, which Billy Edwards did to win the job through the success in the bowl game and his play to this point. Obviously hasn't had a ton of chances tonight. 0 for 1 and the sack.
And 3 and out on their first drive, and this drive starts with Hemby, and Theron Johnson is in run support. He's had an active start to this game, and his defensive coordinator loved what he did on that first drive. Yeah,
brought Theron Johnson off the edge right there, and that had a chance to pop out of it. And Northwestern recovered. Anton Saka in there as well, which Northwestern fans would be very happy to see him play every down.
On second down, Hemby with a seam up the middle before he takes Uline for a ride for a first down.
There's a lot of patient runs that can occur against this defense. They're trying to read the action of the offensive line, and that kind of draw set, the pass set by the offensive line, makes them drop into coverage. A lot of draw success against this defense.
And the 3 straight carries for Hemby. Uline almost got there, and his teammates helped him out and did get there. Coco Azama.
That is their bread and butter right there as Bastone is in. Again, another guy who's been in and out that Northwestern fans will be very excited about. Those hard ball bread and butter runs, David Braun, Tim Gargle, they will eat those up if you do that. You got to have a little bit of a change up, a little bit of a uniqueness. They want you to kind of have to play left-handed as an offense.
And Bastone back in there this week. Nolan Ray into the game for Maryland, and that is caught. Octavian Smith with a first down from Billy Edwards.
And you can see why they want to get him involved. This is a great throw by Billy Edwards. Watch the action, hard sell, play action fake with the guard pull from Alu Ba and just threading it over the top of Turner.
Two backs back there. Out of the belly of Nolan Ray. And a nice juke. And then Uline is there to get Edwards after he cut inside Xander Mueller.
Going to go back and confirm the catch here. Billy Edwards, great job getting his hips through. No doubt about it. Firm control. Keeps his elbows together and sells it, as most great receivers do.
It's a great sign for Maryland. They're looking for a number 3 option at wide receiver. Outside of Felton and Prather, they're 2 top guys. Edwards, another quarterback run, another show of his swift feet to make this a 3rd down and short.
Both quarterbacks tonight, and Billy Edwards can do it and has done it for the last couple of years, are going to get involved in this right there. They got the little slider out of that action by Dylan Wade and just opens up that running lane for Billy Edwards Jr. Sometimes it's an RPO, sometimes it's a predetermined quarterback run. They've got some read stuff like on the play before where it's a counter one way or a quarterback run the other.
Third down. And Hemby is stuffed at the line, but he was there for a first down. Got the 2 yards he needed, just barely.
Yeah, exactly. Just the nose of the ball across that line to gain. Mike Locksley liking that and going fast. Nice cut back. Good physical finish by that Northwestern crew.
Working quickly and throwing quickly. Caden Prather chopped down by Uline on the screen. Give him 2 yards on that play.
One of the calling cards of these skill guys. You saw Dylan Wade blocking his defender out of bounds. These perimeter blockers at Maryland, when they're really going, these guys are fun to watch. Physical, competitive dudes on the outside.
We saw it when we were here week 1 when they got blocks for Ty Felton downfield. And that is chopped down in the backfield. Jalen Pate playing at the legs of the back. It's 3rd down and 10.
41 Jaden Pate, just a little submarine action. Watch him right here, just setting the edge, keeping his outside arm free, turning the back to his teammates. That is textbook defensive line play right there. That's the guy that gets no glory in the stat book, but his teammates will love it.
10th play of the drive. 3rd down, pressure up the middle. Edwards got it away with heat in his face, with Anto Saka causing all sorts of issues again.
Saka in the backfield. Watch the heat right in his face. He's trying to find Hemby. Watch Hemby come out of the backfield, tries to get a little chip. It almost sort of looked like a screen. He was trying to post up right here. Watch the little left hand post up and throw off, and Saka says, no.
This guy is crazy good at getting pressure. Anto Saka.
One of their analysts, I think he is, Jeff Kopp, was a player for us at Boise State 100 years ago, then a GA for us at Arizona State, and he brought up the words Terrell Suggs. Comparing, which is, that's high praise. Obviously a local legend.
Yeah, people in this area know Terrell Suggs very well. Yep. Tomorrow, Big Noon Kickoff is live from Provo for the first time before BYU plays Arizona in the Big 12. They'll have Steve Sarkisian live remotely, plus BYU, and their undefeated team being featured heavily in the pregame show tomorrow. It's feeling like 1984 for a lot of those BYU fans.
Former BYU Coug, Steve Sarkisian.
That's right. And then it's Washington and Iowa at noon Eastern tomorrow. That's a rematch of the Rose Bowl in the 80s. First time that they've played.
Such a good game.
Yeah, first time they played in the regular season since 1964.
I was there for that one. Not true.
Fact-checking.
I'm old, but not that old.
We're fact-checking you live.
Yes, live.
Long field for Jack Lausch in the Northwestern offense, leading 7-0. And bumping into one of his own linemen, Hyman is swung out of bounds with Perry Fisher out and run support from cornerback.
These perimeter guys are physical. You see Perry Fisher, it says corner. Watch 20 show up right on the perimeter right there and getting Hyman to the ground. Really well set up that time. They brought one blitzer from the field, slanted everybody away from it. Well designed defensively that time from Brian Williams.
Well, Hyman forced to play bumper cars with his left guard, Cooper Lovelace, and went for a loss of 3.
Not usually good.
Not usually. On 2nd and long, Bryce Kurtz for the first time, and he has all that yardage back and then some. The fastest guy on the offense for the first down.
Try to get him in space. Watch just a little stop route up top, little option route inside by A.J. Henning, outside in from Jack Lausch. Number 1 is open. Take it and let your guy do his thing afterward.
So he'll get a rest. A guy that Zach Lujan, the offensive coordinator for the Northwestern Wildcats, said, we've got to get him going and keep him going after he went for 100+ yards last week. On first down, out to Covey, who was back in the lineup last week. Short gain after Kevis Thomas comes up. So the big 3 for Northwestern, we just saw one of those guys, Bryce Kurtz, a lot of Porter, a lot of Henning in the mix. like Maryland, they're looking for a third wide receiver to help out Jack Lausch.
Yeah, that's a good big three to begin with. And then you said with the development of Jackson Carcello at center, that helps Jack Lausch, the run game, the health of Cam Porter. And then that guy can spell him and sub in and play with him, number 6, Hyman.
And a flag out, back-to-back targets for Covey. That's broken up. Kivas Thomas has this coverage. And a flag down on the opposite side of that throw.
I think it's going to be 5 in the backfield. I don't think they had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Legal offense. More important players in the backfield than snap. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
The other thing just about these, there's been 3 hitches. Kind of that one 10-yard like vertical stop route hitch, another hitch. One of 2 things is going to come next. These corners seeing that a second time, eyeing it up and triggering, or a double move on the outside against these talented corners.
What do you think David Braun was asking her?
Asking who was off the ball, making sure that they understood, was it a wideout or an offensive lineman? Right here, all 5 offensive linemen, 2 wideouts, they're legal.
Well, Hyman snuck out of a near tackle for a loss. Jordan Phillips had him bottled up and turned that into a non-negative play.
Jordan Phillips in the backfield. You brought it up. They wanted to see this all day. Watch him right here. He's the nose guard. He's going to be in the backfield. Throws, sheds, and Hyman says, I got you. I got you, Jackson Carcello. I know you're working. You're developing. You're learning. I'll make that guy miss and make it a manageable third down.
Phillips is a man-child.
He has spent a lot of this 14-plus in their backfield. Lined over the left offensive guard as we look at it right now.
Third down. Lausch protected. He bails out. A dangerous runner has the first down. The drive survives on the legs of Jack Lausch.
Nice job by Lausch. You said it. There might be a little bit of a tug right here by the right tackle just as he escapes. But Jack Lausch, great job taking care of the football. The guy's an athlete. He's tough. He's a baseball guy, south side of Chicago guy, and feeling good as he walks to the sideline, up 7.
You know all about that south side toughness. Well, Jack Lausch, a rushing touchdown. Now a first down, and his team will have the ball going the other way with that 7-0 lead at Maryland on a Friday night when we come back. Unfurling of the Maryland State flag in a packed student section tonight on this blackout.
That is sweet.
And the governor, Wes Moore, is here. Former football player Johns Hopkins.
Some good future campaign footage right there. That's awesome.
Sure is.
I saw that footage. They might need to use him tonight. He had some juice.
He was wearing a DB number, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Roman Hempy.
I think it was Tom. I was going to say, I thought it was 24, right? Yep.
7-0 Wildcats with the ball to start the second quarter. And it begins with Caleb Komolafe on the ground for a couple of yards. This is what you're talking about. Yeah, suited up in Roman Hempy's number, Wes Moore, the governor.
That is not what most governors look like, let's be honest.
Okay, so he can play DB. He's part of the takeaway team that is one of the best in the country. He can also run routes. Two-way player.
Yeah.
Maryland's
Versatile.
Travis Hunter. Wes Moore. Well, Jack Lausch running all over the park in that first quarter. Ran for a touchdown. He's on the run here, and they are waiting for him on that Maryland front with Dylan Fontes.
So right here it's an RPO, and he's looking at that defender out right at the middle of the M. That's Glendon Miller, number 1. Miller jumped under the throwing lane, and he said, I'm going to eat this and play third down. That was one of those ones, the RPO just should have been handed off. You got 6-on-6 inside. The 5-0 lineman, the tight end, hand that ball off. Kind of trying to force one there. He'll learn from that.
This is where Lausch has been dangerous with his legs on third down. Rush is coming. He's protected. Taking a shot. Kurtz shoots, reels it in at the edge of his fingertips. Third down conversion, setting up 1st and goal.
Just a beautiful throw. Straight up man coverage. Perry Fisher jumping on the outside shoulder. That is a difficult throw. For as easy as that previous play was, that is really hard. A huge confidence boost for Jack Lausch. And he is fired up. Great protection that time. They were not offside. They tried a little hard count to draw Maryland off. Just great execution.
Second deep ball he's hit on tonight, and Komolafe through the tackle of Aking Basote. And Komolafe turns no gain into a 7-yard gain.
It's a lot of syllables right there. Komolafe and Aking Basote, and he just ran through it. This guy does not get a ton of carries, 27 total on the season. When you got a healthy Cam Porter, why would you? You see Aking Basote running through it, and Hippolyte running him down.
I thought you were going to give us another Aking Basote Komolafe back-to-back. Come on now. Coming to a Wheel of Fortune board near you soon.
Vanna White be winded with all those vowels.
Cam Porter takes the direct snap, and he powers ahead, and he is in for the touchdown. Lausch got out of there. Porter the direct snap, and a touchdown for the Wildcats.
They will confirm this and make sure he got in. A great push. We talked so much about the interior of this offensive line struggling right now. Now they're getting the push. Cam Porter looks like he's on top of bodies, and from that look, obviously nothing we can see. This would be a good look. He's on top of rather no body part down the ball over the line. For my money, that's a touchdown.
Like all scoring plays, this will go up to review. Yeah.
A ton of juice on that Northwestern sideline. Got to find an answer in the black shirts.
So offensive coordinator for Northwestern, Zach Lujan, getting creative with the direct snap. And it is 14-0 Wildcats on the road. David Braun said, we got to get on that plane 3-3. No excuses. Great start for his Wildcats. Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good.
That is very smart right there. That's good. That's good signage. These are smart people.
Our director, Derek Manning, found them.
A Maryland native.
Well, 10 plays, 92 yards. Remember, that drive started all the way back inside their 10, and Northwestern, after Bryce Kurtz had the 40-yard catch, Cam Porter punched it in.
Very impressive from young Jack Lausch, responding to this shutout pitch thus far by David Braun, Tim McGarrigle, and the Cat defense.
And short prep for Northwestern.
Short kick.
And a short kick. Here's Cooper. Cooper
ball's out.
Get past, the ball comes out at the end of that return, and Northwestern says they have it. And they've got it. Up 14-0 with the ball back. Walters on top of it.
It came out earlier this time. Damon Walters, the Bolingbrook native, all over it. Just wrist below elbow. Poor ball security. Great job forcing that out by 57 Mets. And Walters all over it. And this place is silent. Opening kickoff almost right there, no doubt.
Well, ball definitely out. Grayson Metz, Damon Walters, two backups on defense, coming up with the big special teams play. So leading by 2 touchdowns, best field position of the night, and Lausch got drilled. That's an incomplete pass. Jordan Phillips was that close to his first career sack.
Another almost, and he's so frustrated. Lausch has A.J. Henning. He just loses him couldn't see him visually downfield, and Jordan Phillips is that close to having a huge effect on that game.
The defensive coordinator, Brian Williams from Maryland, basically called the shot for Jordan Phillips that he was going to get one tonight. He's been on the field a lot on that defensive side as Northwestern has held the ball for almost double the time as Maryland. Porter out to the edge. Through one tackle and not the next one from Hippolyte.
It's one of the best 0-yard runs you'll ever see. Hippolyte chasing him down. Kevis Thomas pressing and making Porter bounce. Really good job just getting back to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him for a 1-yard loss.
Big third down for the Maryland defense.
Maryland has to get him off the field, make it at minimum or at maximum from their side of things. A field goal attempt. See what Jordan Phillips. See if it's another twist game inside on this young front.
Remember, Northwestern does not have their normal place kicker either.
Yep.
Jack Olson is not on the trip. So that could make things dicey.
They have a ton of confidence in Luke Akers. 4-man rush.
On third down. He's flushed out. And Lausch is angled out by Wheatland. If he got around Wheatland, he had space to move.
Really nice job, Wheatland. Just eyeing him up, watch him. It's a zone coverage, 4-man rush. A little free rush on the edge, just mirrors Lausch. It's a nice adjustment by defense coordinator Brian Williams, not bringing pressure, creating the pressure with a 4-man rush, and eyes on the quarterback from Caleb Wheatland.
Well, Luke Akers has been the long-range guy for Northwestern. He's the starter tonight, and he bends it in. So up to the test on the first one. Northwestern turns the fumble on the kickoff into 3 more. Sunday NFL doubleheader coming your way on Fox. Kyler Murray against Jordan Love and the Packers, or other regional action. America's Game of the Week, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Lions, Cowboys. On Fox and the Fox Sports app. Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich, our entire Fox Sports crew. Northwestern turned a fumble on the kickoff and 3 more points, leading 17-0. Just the 4th Maryland turnover of the season on that fumble by Ricardo Cooper.
So good turnover margin wise, and you know Northwestern's created some gouge plays, big plays, which Maryland has given up, and Northwestern got points off that turnover, which Maryland has not.
Mike Locksley sticking with Cooper back there. He'll get a chance at redemption. Luke Akers getting ready to send it to him. And Cooper thought that was going back through the end zone, and another special teams play that goes the Cats' way. It took a Wildcats bounce, never cleared the goal line, and then the Wildcats rallied.
Kind of giving the signal here, this little Iron Man signal is something returners do, but you got to make sure that ball goes in the end zone. That is a live ball. Cooper has to be 100% certain of that. Very lucky for the team in black.
There's not a strong wind tonight that would have led to that being a tougher read
or something. Yeah, no. Got to get there, get under it, get set, and make the decision.
Throw long field for Billy Edwards, and he fires a strike to Ty Felton. And that gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone to the first down.
Looks like they're going to go with tempo here. Billy Edwards says, hey, where's my guy? Let's get this drive started. Get it to my guy. Get a 1st and 10. Get some momentum going for their offense.
Felton is the Big Ten's leading wide receiver, even with a bye last week. He has over 100 more yards than anybody else in the Big Ten. To his running mate, Caden Prather, and the top 2 guys getting involved right away on this drive for the Maryland Terps.
Just a simple hitch to the big, physical 6'3", 210. Prather is a physical run-after catch guy. Been doing that since his days at West Virginia, setting up 2nd and short.
Big play waiting to happen, isn't he?
Yes.
Caden Prather. 2nd and 2. Over the middle, 3 straight completions and a pop taken by Preston Howard for a first down.
Great throw and catch. Billy the Kid laces it, stripes it right down the middle. Total trust on both ends of that throw from Preston Howard going to the sideline, and Billy Edwards knowing his guy is going to come down with it. Northwestern doing their version of the slow sub.
Play action, Edwards following Ray. And he grinds out a couple. That sub looks like your walk through campus.
Hey, that's very true. That's true. Watch the guys downfield. This is a designed quarterback draw. You can see the receivers downfield. Smith there on your right hand of your screen blocking. Nice little draw, QB run insert.
Felton the motion man. He gets it on the swing out to the flat. Made a man miss and almost broke it. First down, Ty Felton.
Saying how great they block on the perimeter. Prather just gets beat. Watch coming. You'll see some right there. That defender. It was Fussell. Nice adjustment and athleticism from Ty Felton. This guy is dangerous.
He is in absolutely no one's shadow right now. In the Big Ten, on his own team, he's having a heck of a year. The Big Ten leader with 2 catches on this drive. A shot for Edwards, and it's broken up. Theron Johnson, step for step, with the Big Ten leader in receiving, Ty Felton.
10 on 10. This would be a fun matchup all night long. Runs to the sideline. Nice job by Theron Johnson, just taking all that air away, going hip to hip. There was nowhere to throw that football. Good job keeping his eyes up, had one hand not restricting, just kind of holding, knowing where Ty Felton is. Billy Edwards will fight again.
Screen back in the hands of Felton, heavily targeted on this drive, and slippery into the 2nd level first down.
Have we mentioned this guy's dangerous? Nothing. They were all over the screen, and he just goes NCAA football, spin cycle, zero, whatever to start and stop, burst, change direction, chair step, 1st and 10.
Turn 2 yards into 12 yards. And a fresh set. Nolan Ray almost got to the edge, but wrestled down by Ozma up from safety.
They want to get him more involved. Obviously, Roman Hemby, the bell cow in this operation. Nolan Ray, a little bit thicker, a little bit shorter, learning the whole package, allowing him to play every down.
He's in there with Hemby on 2nd down. Play fake to Hemby, screen to Hemby. And he rides the back with Jalen Pate behind him to bring up 3rd down.
Just great recognition in by Northwestern. It looks like they were dead, and they caught him right there in that screen. But as you said, Jalen Pate, the graduate transfer from Wyoming, great redirect and getting that back on the ground. 3rd and 2, possible play action down if they know they're going to go for it on 4th down. Could be a 4-down territory. Mike Loxley might just elect to get some points and play this straight.
3rd and 2. Quick set, quick throw, caught by Prather in traffic. Oh, he juggled it at the end. It was knocked away by Fussell, but they say 1st down.
Had Octavian Smith on the inside slant. Watch 5 show up right there. Could have had him. Trusted his bigger target, Caden Prather, outside to win, with the corner Theron Johnson off that time. Unbalanced look here. You got the tight end and all 3 wideouts in the game up top. Oh, they're in a big guy personnel, sorry, big guy.
Edwards protected. Now running out of there, and that's knocked away. Braden Turner in coverage for Northwestern, playing some volleyball.
They were a little tackle over there. One of the changeups that they've gone to that is resulting in a lot more production on this drive. A little unbalanced, a little tackle over. Resulting in some big plays and getting the ball to Ty Felton.
Right. They've almost doubled their total plays on this drive alone. This is the 12th play. Edwards wants an end zone shot. He has Felton, and it's knocked away. Josh Fussell got him this time.
Watch, Fussell has eyes on the quarterback the whole time. They know the tendencies. Watch his eyes. Bails. That's great scouting, great disguise. And then Balin up on Balin. Edwards says, hey, flag. There was not one there and should not be. Certainly on the defense. Really well designed by David Braun, Tim Gargle and company right there. Really good. But show the press man. Bail with eyes on Billy Edwards.
And Josh Fussell looking like Brooks Barnheiser for Northwestern basketball in that box out. Well done by Fussell to set up third down. Pressure in his face. Back to the end zone, and that's knocked down.
That's cheating.
And a flag's out. And Hemby in the back of the end zone on Braden Turner.
Pass interference. That foul occurred in the end zone. Ball we played to the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So Hemby coming from the backfield, ran a corner route. You could see Turner, early contact, doesn't let him redirect. No doubt about that one. On the other end of it, Edwards had to wait for that to develop and took a shot.
Carmine Bastone is back in there tonight, playing his first game of the year after an injury. But it's first and goal. Hemby grinding. He's stuck. And he's not getting any further. Uline and Turner combined for that tackle.
Edge pressure, both sides right there by Northwestern. Bring a linebacker off both edge. They commonly referred to Saw, Sam and Will. The Sam, strong side backer. The Will, the weak side backer.
Halloween
coming at the same time. Yeah, there you go. A little Halloween theme, a little blackout.
Pressure.
Mike Loxley looking for some answers to that man coverage down here. Going big.
Will the 14th play of the drive be the first points of the night?
David Braun showing his burst running down the sideline, using a timeout.
Timeout, Northwestern. That's their first and a half. This will be a full media timeout.
Winona State was proud of that sprint by David Braun.
Well, it looks like the Duke plan is going to pay off here for Maryland against Northwestern. Throw it up. Get it to your guys on this drive. 10 passes, 3 rushes. The prescription, they got to finish the deal and convert it into a touchdown. But Prather, Felton, and Edwards on fire.
5 catches combined between those two on this drive alone after just 1 catch the first 2 drives. And they're 2 headlining wide receivers. Felton, the Big Ten's leader in receiving yards. Prather. And Hemby searching for the goal line. Did he get there? He did not. A nose of the football away, and it's 3rd and goal.
Just a surge by the right side of that Northwestern front. Turns him back, and we'll take a look as Mac Uline 37 and others finish him. It does not look like that of across the plane. Going fast.
Tush push formation. Edwards into the scrum. Northwestern saying he's short. What do the officials say?
They're great at lacrosse.
They say he is short.
They're saying short.
It is 4th down.
I can lip read there. He said, come on, man, let's go. Come on, man, let's go. You see Uline. You see the submarine. R.J. Pearson actually gets drove back in the end zone, but everybody overlaps. Take a look here. And there's a lot of black jerseys and black pants.
Same formation, same call. Is he there this time? Edwards is in for a touchdown. A little help from some defensive guys. DJ Samuels and Dylan Fontes leading the way.
Hembe 24 as well. Just a wad of humanity to finish that drive. Again, we're not going to be able to see that. They're going to confirm that because there's no clear evidence and anything else happened. But Billy Edwards Jr. in the end zone, a huge touchdown going into this middle eight that Mike Locksley and most coaches around the country hammer. The last 4 minutes of the second quarter, the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, all about momentum. Momentum for this crowd and momentum for this young team.
So right out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook, the first touchdown of the night for the Maryland Terps. And Billy Edwards, the first on the board, who FaceTimed with Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia quarterback this week, who made fun of him and said, "You got to squat
get in the weight
more,
room,
man."
Yeah, get in the weight room, Billy.
Make Hurts
paid off.
Very happy. Well, the guy that they call Chef Quay on Maryland's team, Quishon Fuller, who you see on the defensive line making plays all night long, he's a chef, and he cooked for us. Not only cooked for us,
Autograph performance, signature series.
An autograph from Chef Quay.
Chicken and waffles, big time.
Not just waffles.
Yes.
Red velvet waffles. Should I feed you or should I feed myself?
Feed yourself.
Feed myself. 10 out of 10 for Chef Quay.
That is awesome.
Pretty
yeah,
good.
He cooks for his teammates. They pay him. They pay him to cook for him. For their date, that's a full endorsement. And 10? 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10. He's so good. Caden Prather, wide receiver, heavily featured on that last drive. You mentioned it briefly there. Hired him to cook for him and his Valentine's Day date. That's how good Chef
Full
Quay.
endorsement. Oh,
wow.
My.
Huge collision on the kickoff for Joseph Hyman.
Timeout for an injured player.
And Wisłowski stays down for Maryland.
Hyman get that ball up high and tight. Wisłowski bringing the heat from the side. No doubt about his shin was down, knee was down. Oh. It's a big-time collision.
Wisłowski, who's a very valuable special teams guy, is both a guy who runs down there and makes tackles and also in return.
Return guy got involved in the passing game last week as well with some of those guys out. And you can see Mike Locksley concerned. It's kind of weird how he went in there. It's good to see him under his own power, getting up, sitting up. Pennsylvania native, state 100-meter champion.
Scary, man.
Straight line fast and tough dude. Courage right there.
Mike Locksley was talking about Wisłowski this week, saying that when he's as confident as I am in him, he's going to be a really special player for this team. And good to see him get up there. Those moments on kickoff, terrifying. Well, Jack Lausch and the offense back out there for Northwestern and going nowhere on the first play of the drive. Avery in the backfield making the tackle.
Just a little line charge. Watch the line stunt. Goes right across the face of Cooper Lovelace, and no chance to get that started for Joseph Hyman. So they do so well defensively when they're growing. Just one little line charge, one edge player, turn it into a 3-4-man rush and play in the backfield.
Lausch out quickly, underneath complete. Henning looking for a block, and he submarines Ed close to the first down. It will be third down and about a yard.
Nice job right there by Lausch, just staring down pressure, brought both inside backers. We're kind of doing a slow version of a 2-minute drill. It'll be interesting to see how David Braun works. They're going to just take it to the 2-minute timeout right here. Play, get every second of, sideline meeting for that young quarterback. Keep playing through him.
The first 17 to Northwestern, the next 7 to Maryland. Mike Locksley says they've got to win the middle 8 minutes of this game to get their first Big Ten win. Northwestern in charge right now by 10. Well, some plays for Northwestern to continue drives tonight have gone to their top 2 wide receivers, Henning and Kurtz.
Great play action pass there, setting up for Henning. And this high angle corner route, that is an absolute dime to Bryce Kurtz. It was so good, we're going to look at it twice. Great protection up front. That is a hard throw. Great chemistry from Jack Lausch to Bryce Kurtz. See the ball here. If you're Maryland's defensive line, hard count.
That Kurtz catch set up the second touchdown. That was on a 3rd and long. This is a 3rd and short. Right before halftime. Cam Porter bouncing to the edge. Nowhere to go. Kellen Wyatt brings up 4th down.
Kellen Wyatt and company first did a nice job there, not jumping off sides. Here he is, watch him just keep setting the edge. 87, Thomas Gordon is trying to work him in a single situation, keeps the outside arm free. Knowing his buddy Kevis Thomas, 25 is going to overlap. A big-time stop. Now Mike Locksley and company burn their timeout, save time again, trying to take advantage of this middle 8, knowing Maryland is going to get the ball first in the second half as well. A huge momentum shift opportunity for the men in black.
And they get a big play from a guy that Mike Locksley named a game captain this week, Kellen Wyatt. Brian Williams earlier this year called him the most improved player. Mike Locksley heaped praise on him this week, saying he's their biggest dirty work player. And doing some of it to get the ball back.
And who's back in there?
Wisłowski.
That's great to see him back out there.
He was down on that kickoff. Went into the tent briefly, now back out. So is Billy Edwards. They looked the best they've looked all night that last drive for the touchdown. And
it was through the air. That they have an athletic advantage if they can protect and play catch on the outside like they did on that previous drive. Great mix with the screen, and just enough run game is in their mind for all those hard sell play action fakes to be effective.
And those numbers are quarterback comparison, sponsored by Eckrich. Now it's Billy Edwards' turn. Right before the half, and Felton with a rare drop.
Felton asking him, hey, put it on my 1. Put it on the 1. Watch his eyes. QBs, you want to throw it on the 1. Receivers, you got to see that ball hit your hands. Little cheating to the sideline. You can see him kind of laugh and say, hey, man, give it to me outside.
Mark, it's not only rare, it's the rarest thing to see watching Maryland. He didn't have a drop all season. Ty Felton before that one. So 2nd down. Edwards stepping up, and Pate runs him down. There was space there to roam for Billy Edwards. Pate brings up 3rd down.
Pearson affecting that play as well, and Pate affecting things all night long, showing up everywhere.
Maryland gets the ball out of halftime. So they're trying to go make it, take it with 1:20 and 2 timeouts. But first got to hit this 3rd down. On 3rd and 7. Edwards incomplete. Wanted Felton, was feeling some heat from Saka around the edge, the pass rush specialist.
3-man rush. They dropped out the extra player. Watch what happens here. Starts as a 4-man rush. Punches out Jalen Pate. Look at that big boy in pass coverage, 6'3", 272. Pinching, making that picture dirty for Billy Edwards Jr.
So Maryland will punt with 1:06 left in those 2 timeouts. McPherson away with it. And it's a good one. Will it take a friendly bounce? Yes, it will. Torpedoes inside the 10 for Bryce McPherson. Big week coming up in the Big Ten. This is what's happened so far. The Indiana Hoosiers lead the country in total touchdowns. Kirk Cignetti has been a revelation in this league. 6-0 for the first time since 1967. Setting up a big noon showdown next week with 5-1 Nebraska. And tomorrow night, a game that's been circled, a date that's been circled for a long time, standing next to somebody who knows a thing or two about Ohio State-Oregon matchups.
Yeah, those two teams, everybody's been talking about that game, and both of those teams have done the work to put themselves in position to be in that premier game of the weekend. It's one of the hardest things. Everybody tells you that when the schedule comes out. That's the game of the year, game of the year, game of the year. Well, you got to get there, and they've done it.
Jack Lausch on the move. King Basote brings him down.
Coach Loxley's going to take a timeout here. QB draw, trying to get that drive started from Coach Aluhan and David Braun. Coach Locke says, I want to make you guys earn every inch here.
It'll be 30 seconds in length.
Maryland still playing for points before the half. Families affected by Hurricane Milton urgently need your support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to people when they need it most right now. Donate today by going to redcross.org and calling 1-800-RED-CROSS.
Talking to a lot of guys on both teams that have either direct family or Coach Loxley, a bunch of guys on his team, families were affected by that and are affected by that, and we certainly send our thoughts. Maryland only has one timeout left here, so Northwestern can get out of here if they want to and not put the ball at risk.
Lausch pulls it out and throws it behind Henning. That's incomplete.
Pass, yep.
Oh, it's incomplete. Glendon Miller was hunting what he thought, at least for a moment, was a fumble.
Yeah, so put the ball at risk. True triple option-ish RPO zone read. I see that edge. Lausch throwing it, no doubt about that, was a forward pass. Henning would have had some room to run. Bryce Kurtz had a one-on-one block out there. But as it is, 3rd and 11, and now they can use that timeout, make them punt, try to make life tough here for Jack Lausch.
You throw it here, put it on the ground, force the timeout.
I would throw it on the ground. I just don't think they've done a great job protecting these guys inside. Put it on the ground.
Komolafe swarms. Chef Quayshawn Fuller was in leading the charge for Maryland.
And with all the good things they've done, you don't want to put Jack Lausch in a bad situation right there to let Maryland, to effectively give them the momentum. Now they'll burn that timeout.
Tommy King-Basote's had an active night up front also. How about some Coach Helfrich overreactions?
Yeah, for the weekend, yeah, we got to overreact before the weekend, I guess, yes. The Ohio State-Oregon loser, that's in my opinion, almost a guarantee to the playoff with their schedule. You're going to have a one-loss and very motivated team. The Big 12 is they're going to have about a 17, how many teams? A five-way tie for second. That nobody wants to win that conference. It is awesome. And then we have seen Travis Hunter in person. The hype is real. That guy needs to be in New York City, along with Boise State's Ashton Jeanty.
Akers to punt it away. Wislotsky backpedaling and returnable through the first tackle, not through the second. Good special teams coverage from Braden Bruss. And Maryland has 32 seconds to get points, getting the ball out of halftime. One quick question on your overreaction. If the loser of Ohio State and Oregon are going to the playoff, does that mean they're meeting again in the Big Ten championship game?
That's where chaos can let, talk about the Big 12 situation.
There are players, your overreaction?
No, I'm just saying you got Iowa with potentially a one-loss. Got to go to the algorithm that is the Big Ten conference playoff.
So 6 tiebreakers, the coin flip, we might get that in the Big Ten. That's what I'm hearing. Plus territory for Billy Edwards and Maryland.
Man rush.
And they've got Edwards protected. He takes a shot, and it was almost picked. Robert Fitzgerald twisting the hips after Edwards ends up on his back.
They were doubled on the outside. The guy that wasn't doubled, watch Preston Howard work right down the middle of the field. Corner and safety over the top of Felton. Double team. The only guy that was close there was Fitzgerald. Took a hit here. Not malicious. Had a shot for Preston Howard right down Broadway.
Quick look to the flat, over the middle, Howard catch, and first down. So inching toward field goal range here.
So go back to old school college rules. They're going to clock it here. Nice work. So getting the first down under 2 minutes. Clock stops and then restarts on the ready for play after moving the chains. Mike Locksley looks like he's getting more and more involved in play calling here today. It looks like more and more than over the last few games.
This would be a tryable field goal from here. Jack Howes, his career long is 49. That's the starting Maryland kicker. Career high of 49. This would be from 53 if they don't gain another yard before halftime.
You've got time here to work the entire field as long as it's first down, to time to get up and clock it again if they want to.
Edwards a clean pocket again. Back shoulder ball incomplete. Wanted Felton, Fitzgerald, and Johnson there.
So this is interesting here. Northwestern has doubled Felton. They know how good he is. Here's the double team. Corner with the safety over the top. Back-to-back double team, or double this entire drive. Caden Prather, one-on-one coverage. Smoked him on that last one. It was one-on-one with Josh Fussell. Don't get 100% dialed in going to your go-to guy.
No timeouts, 15 seconds left. So Maryland have to get out of bounds to stop the clock. And Edwards incomplete. So Northwestern does not allow another yard after giving up the first down to Howard. And now what would be about a 53-yard field goal try for Jack Howes.
Kenny Soares did a nice job there creating the pressure late, showing in his face. Billy Edwards wisely dirting that essentially and throwing it away.
A season long of 46. And before this try, Northwestern takes a timeout.
Timeout, Northwestern. It's their second and a half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
Big one right here. Maryland gets the ball at a halftime. They can make it a 7-point game and go down and try to tie it after halftime.
100%. Yep. That is 100% the talk that Locks is having right now with Jack Howes. Absolutely in his range.
When Jack Howes trusted with this job 2 years ago, it was Chad Ryland who they brought in as a transfer before him, who made an NFL roster before this. And Howes the next guy up as of last year. For a career long and a one-score game before halftime, Jack Howes on the way. It is no good. Way off to the right.
It had close to the different distance, but never on target here. Just a little bit of a push. Actually better connection from this angle than initially from the side. That's a tough one, a tough little starter for the day, that 54-yarder. Keep his head up.
And Northwestern takes it into the locker room. Well, the first 17 points of this game to the Wildcats. Then Billy Edwards leading a drive to make it 17-7 for Maryland. It's been a little while since Maryland has come back from down 10 or more at halftime. We'll try to do it for the first time in a decade. After the locker room, 17-7 Wildcats.
the double team. Billy Edwards forced some in there. He's got to count on his guys, Preston Howard and Caden Prather, one-on-one here in the second half.
But Northwestern got the ball first, so Maryland gets the ball first to start the second half. Here we go. Third Big Ten game both ways. And it'll be Billy Edwards out first for Maryland, trying to improve on that 50% completion percentage, which is low for him in that first half for the Maryland Terps. You said reassessing the perimeter for Maryland with the double for Ty Felton. Prather's got to have a big second half.
Got to have a big second half. The guy that has been singled basically in the entire night, splitting those safeties, is 85 Preston Howard, and then outside Caden Prather. They're taking their chances with that one-on-one matchup right here. He's up top, one-on-one.
Well, edge pressure being shown. Turner didn't come. And Hemby runs right into the teeth of the Northwestern front for 3 yards to open up the second half. Good
design right there by Mike Loxley, Josh Caddis and company. A lot of times when you see that double team, you got the corner and the safety over the top of Ty Felton. You can take those two with that one great receiver and run behind it. Right there, Northwestern up to the task.
And Northwestern's defense had a point to prove coming into this game. They gave up a season-high 41 points in last week's game to Indiana, which was the second highest total since David Braun has been the head coach, now in year 2. And Hemby straight ahead, and he carries the pile ahead for a first down.
U-line, a touchdown-saving one-on-one tackle. Watch the cutback. Hemby, great vision, pressing it, get it up in the line scrimmage. And they're going to overlap that, but U-line, a great finish on Hemby. Every one of those battles in there is a dogfight.
Hemby has had big success against Northwestern before. 2 years ago, his best career rushing game. That was in the guy standing next to him's first career start, Billy Edwards, who has his first completion of the half. It's Ty Felton. It's a first down.
Straight one-on-one matchup, and that's the time you go to your guy. They're bringing one off the top side, so this is man-free, one-on-one coverage. Nice little rhythm hitch. Throwing him to the proper armpit that time, letting him square up and make something out of it.
So reassessing the perimeter, they went right to it. First drive of this half for Maryland. And Big Ten's leading receiver has back-to-back catches. Theron Johnson right there to greet him, but not before he's close to another first down.
Johnson combining that time with Fitzgerald 6. You see Fitzgerald just hanging down here. What that causes him to do when Felton vertically releases is an automatic double by Fitzgerald. Watch him work over here, and this is where the one-on-one can be with the tight end and the linebacker. This is a change up here for Northwestern.
Hemby running between the tackles again.
And that's the beauty of what they do. It can kind of all start from that split safety, that two safety look, drop him down and affect the run game and limit Hemby to that shorter game.
Well, not insignificant against Hemby, who's been a heavy usage guy in this half, or on this opening drive. Devin Turner, starting safety for Northwestern, doubtful to return with an upper body injury. That's why Robert Fitzgerald, who's down at the bottom side of the screen at safety, has been in the last 2 drives. He swung out to the flat, and that is blown up. Kenny Soares making the tackle to bring up third down.
Kenny Soares says, hey, you guys have been talking about this Ty Felton dude way too much. Number 10's going to go try to block the Sam linebacker, and he's on his face there. Kenny Soares finishing the backfield. Big time play.
And David Braun called Soares one of our best players. We got to find more ways to get him on the field.
He's that Sam back in the base defense, so when they're in their kind of 4-3 package against bigger people, he's able to be on the field. Hard to take off 37 to 34.
On third down. To the edge for Prather, and he's short of the sticks. Had to come back to get that ball. And Josh Fussell all over it to bring up fourth down.
Billy Edwards hit as he throws here, had to let that go just a second earlier, and as you said, they had the line to gain, and they're going to go for it. Be ready for a hard count of their own.
And if they can draw them off, they would have the first down. 4th and 3. Just a true snap. Over the middle, knocked out. Incomplete. Theron Johnson. gets the ball back for the Wildcats.
Can't throw in a better spot there if you're Billy Edwards Jr. That's what Mike Loxley's saying. They put it on the playmaker, Caden Prather. Just a one-on-one slant route.
They say he's starting to believe he can cover anyone in the country. Going toe-to-toe with the top two guys for Maryland tonight. Theron Johnson.
Talking so much about Kenny Soares Jr. and his improvement here. He is one-on-one with Ty Felton. He's lined up out here. A lot of times you see these big guys overpower the wideouts. Right here he says, I'm going to give him a little shimmy and play on their side of the line of scrimmage. Usually a willing blocker, a great effort guy, Ty Felton. Kenny Soares Jr. gets the best of him.
A guy that split snaps with Braden Turner. Turner from more of their coverage guy. Kenny Soares more the pass rush, big body guy. And he gets the ball back for Northwestern after Maryland took the ball first out of halftime. Flag out.
There's a flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's Ben Rather, the right tackle. 2 touchdown drives for Northwestern. They've been good on third down. They've been good, period. The 5 other drives, Maryland has been living in their backfield.
Yeah, Maryland has really found something with their game action. They've dropped 8 several times and still able to put pressure on Jack Lausch.
Play action. It's complete for a short gain. He had to get that through the window of Glendon Miller coming off the edge.
Yeah, Glendon Miller is long. He's 6'2", 206, and played about 6'6" with the wingspan. That was a nice fit in a short gain.
Well, very easily could have been knocked down. Turns into a 5-yard gain out to Johnson. So back to the original line of scrimmage after the Rather penalty on the false start. Lausch retreating, has another one complete. Thomas Gordon, his tight end, immediately wrapped up. After 6 yards, Levain Scruggs brings up third down.
Watch Hippolyte right here is going to be the unblocked rusher right in Lausch's face. Great job retreating. That is a really natural play right there from Jack Lausch. Try to create some space. He knows that guy is unblocked. Well done, young Jack.
Third down.
Showing us zero pressure coming.
It's picked up. Lausch, deep ball. He dropped it in, but it's incomplete. Down the chute for Henning. And they almost had another big hitter, but it's fourth down.
For Jack Lausch, A+ throw. Watch this. Right in the wickets of A.J. Henning. Glenn Miller doing just enough to disrupt him, but that is a big-time throw by the inexperienced Jack Lausch. Under pressure, a zero blitz on that third down.
Mark, before tonight, we have not seen him throw a deep ball like he has.
No, he's been different tonight. Just a bunch of one-on-one routes, and like that right there, that's one-on-one, no help, zero blitz, dime.
Enough coverage there for Maryland to get the ball back. Oh, good punt from Akers. Coverage down there. Walters lets it roll. The Wildcats hold a little campfire down there at the goal line. Beautiful punt. Luke Akers, 56 yards. Terrific wide receiver history here at Maryland for the Terp and Raven crossover fans. Torrey Smith, a fan favorite. Stephon Diggs, 4-time Pro Bowler, now catching balls for C.J. Stroud in Houston. DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, one of his favorite targets in Chicago. First-round pick in 2018 out of Maryland. These are the guys that Billy Edwards likes to go to. He just hasn't been able to throw it deep downfield to these guys tonight.
Been limited. Part of it's Northwestern, part of it's their own doing of just throw and catch and a few drops. Certainly the slant on the last play. And, talking to Mike Loxley this week, about the talent of Ty Felton. He said he would have started in any room he's ever had, and he's had a bunch of good wideouts.
That included the 2018 Alabama wide receiver room that he had. That was Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy. And he said Ty Felton would have started on that team. That's how talented the Big Ten's leading wide receiver is. He was in motion, and that is stuffed in the backfield. U-line is right there, and a safety, maybe. No, they'll mark him at the inch-yard line.
Yeah, Ty Felton almost fell on the motion. Billy Edwards almost fell down on the exchange. He slipped on the paint, and Edwards just tripped up coming out from it. The entire ball has to be out, be on the plane.
Tough to see there.
Yeah, we'll take a look maybe right here. Both interior defensive tackles get to the party immediately, and they're going to check
They'll
this.
review that, yeah.
The ruling on the field of the runner making it to the 1/2-yard line is under further review.
The entire, or most of the Northwestern defense, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them ran off the field thinking they had the safety.
I gotta celebrate it like he got to stop R.J. Pearson, 94, immediately in the backfield right there. Get a little line game pressure, and let's bring in Mike Pereira to talk about this rule coming out. Mikey P.
Yeah, you hit it right off the bat, Coach. You got to get the whole ball out, okay? So everything's got to get beyond the goal line. I don't think there's anything here that really shows that he did. It's very close. So, you know, the fact that they ruled that he got it out, they're going to have to stay with that. Nothing to me is what we call clear and obvious.
Yeah, Mac U-line 37, 94 Pearson. A little party in the backfield right there. And Hemby battling his tail off to make it close. And as Mike said, they got to put all those looks together of the entire ball outside that line if they have any look of it. Tough angles on a play like this always, just like we were talking about the tush pushes earlier.
Well, Northwestern did score 2 points a couple of weeks ago against Washington in their first Big Ten game of the season.
We have a verdict.
After review, the ruling on the field of the runner's forward progress stopping at the 1/2-yard line stands. It's second down.
So just as Mike said, that's the stands means we couldn't see it.
Yep.
Not confirmed. Stands. Brian Banks, the Big Ten official, good explanation. But now setting up 2nd and 11, backed up, and that play just looked ugly from the beginning. Ty Felton again almost tripped his quarterback, then the quarterback tripped himself. Bad news.
You know, Maryland's lucky not only to avoid the safety, but to avoid something more disastrous on that play.
Good time for a great hard count.
As close as you can get to your own goal line. Hemby sneaks through. Room to breathe and a first down. They avoid the disaster. He is down. He is down. Whistle blew. They avoid disaster and then some.
And crease it. Hemby does a really nice job. Watch him squirt out this front side. Again, just a little line charge by that front. He sees it. Great job of protecting the ball with 2 hands. The king of the 75-yard touchdown run only gets 20 big ones right there.
Longest play of the night for the Maryland offense. Another fumble on the snap. And Hemby is roped down in the backfield with Theron Johnson there. Oh, boy. Guys tripping. Snap off target.
This is on Billy Edwards right here.
Yeah.
It looked like it was right in his hands. He looked at Josh Kaltenberger, 70, and said, gave him the international my bad signal right there.
Yeah, apologies to Kaltenberger. That was all on quarterback.
Yep.
So on 2nd and 16, wide open space for Edwards, and he's tripped up shy of the first down.
Little Garth Brooks reference right there for you. A little wide open space there for Billy the Kid. Watch the twist game develop up front. Kaltenberger, nice job widening that void. and 3rd inches.
And Edwards out in front of some of his linemen with the first down.
Not messing around that time with the slant, the push tush, anything else. Billy Edwards Jr. just doing it. And again, looks like Mike Locksley is calling his plays, which is a change.
Josh Gaddis, the offensive coordinator, was on the field. He's gone back up to the booth this week. That's where he was last year. One of the changes among many on offense with the plan for Maryland. Ray to the edge, and he's run down. Michael Kilbane got to him to bring up 2nd down.
Ray in there with Hemby, and watch Roman Hemby trying to do the dirty work as a lead blocker. Very unselfish guy, and that time just got trucked by the defender, but gave a max effort. Here's another play, 24-25 in the game at the same time. Talented and versatile.
And back-to-back carries for Ray following Hemby. And it's 3rd down and 2 for the Terps.
It's about the 3rd or 4th time Theron Johnson has been triggered. The corner blitz. It will mix in when there's a tight split to the boundary in certain formations. Sometimes it's automatic into their defense. And again, Theron Johnson, a physical guy. He's right here cheating, bluffing, playing around down here at the bottom.
Empty it out on 3rd down. Edwards probing and keeping his run alive with that offhand for a 1st down. Crawling, creeping his way.
Scratching and clawing, no doubt. Watch this spin move. Got to let that develop just a fraction sooner. That's one of the toughest things for a quarterback, is that hesitation. Let it develop, and then a spin cycle, like you said, keeping those other body parts off the ground and converting.
Still no passes on this drive. 8 plays, 8 runs. This drive started back at the half-yard line. There's a pass. There's a 1st down. Dylan Wade on the first pass of the drive makes it a positive play.
Dylan Wade in the spot of Preston Howard earlier. That's the matchup I was talking about earlier. Get him vertical. That time the safety 6, Robert Fitzgerald, finishes him.
The top pass catching tight end for Maryland with 17 yards and another fresh set for Billy Edwards. Ray following Wade. And he's down to the 35.
Nice job, just body blow run game right there. 3, that big run off his own goal line, inside the 1 for Hemby. Just trying to wear at these guys and then hit him with the play action pass. Here comes Theron.
Play action. Edwards pumps, running out of time, away from McLaughlin and out of bounds. Turned it into a gain of 1. He had something he liked downfield, then said never mind.
Yeah, so Theron Johnson pressure, you'll see him come, and then they overlap it with basically a 3 deep, 3 under. They're trying to run a switch route to Prather. Fitzgerald gets away with one there as Prather goes, you can't do that, right? So should have been a holding, but just enough pressure up from that corner blitz by Theron Johnson into Edwards' mind on the timing. Hemby was running the wheel route part of the switch route down to the bottom, and Fitzgerald got away with it.
Drive started back at the half-yard line.
3-man
3rd down. 8-man coverage. It is caught. 1st down, Preston Howard, with all those guys dropping out for Northwestern.
Yep, it's drop 8, and Billy Edwards Jr. processes it, gets off his guy, and that is a perfectly thrown ball to Preston Howard. The big target, 6'4", extended off him. He knows that's a great throw and a great physical finish from Howard.
The Terps had their hearts in their throats to start this drive, and now on the edge of the red zone, trying to go 99 yards to make it a 3-point game. On 1st down, Edwards over the middle. It is Uline breaking it up. He was face to face with Wade, and it's 2nd down.
So that's linebacker on tight end. Watch him run. These guys are not your, neck roll Northwestern 42 can. I'm sorry, 37 right here under. And then Dylan Wade can take that to the middle of the field if he sees that shell. But man, that guy can run. Uline can run.
Well, Mac Uline grew up a Chicago Bears fan. He said Briggs in her locker were his guys, but Peanut Tillman was really his guy.
That showed right there.
So he was watching some DB tape. A stiff arm down the sideline. Prather with a nice run after his catch in the flat. And it's first down and goal, inches away from breaking it for 6.
Just a simple little hitch route. Get him out there on time. Now he squares up, has time and space, runs through the would-be tackle of Evan Smith.
That close.
Yep.
Turned 5-yard gain into a 21-yard hit. Caden Prather has him on the doorstep. And that is going nowhere. Anto Saka.
Tackled by Anto Saka.
Saka just explodes. He takes himself out of the game right there, grabbing his side. But wow, does he have some explosiveness to him. His get off, he is in the backfield. They weren't running like a zone read there. Otherwise, Billy Edwards Jr. would have walked into the end zone.
Homecoming game for Saka. He's from Baltimore, 45 minutes from here. Loyola Blakefield High School. Lots of friends here watched him make that play. Second down. Edwards bouncing outside. That is stonewalled. Robert Fitzgerald playing for the injured Devin Turner makes it third down.
Just whiff, and then watch Six come out of the sky and fit inside out. Both linebackers, Uline and Mueller, in the backfield as well. That's one of those ones. Dylan Wade goes, okay, I'm lead blocking on 3 different unblocked dudes. What do I do?
17th play of the drive. Third down and goal. Edwards to pass. Can he get it away? No! Sacked. Aiden Hubbard brings up fourth down.
This is bluff and drop out, and Aiden Hubbard is the beneficiary of just losing what happens. Look, they're showing a 0 blitz right here. Hubbard, 91, just effort. Shows a 0 blitz, turns into an 8-man drop. Hubbard, effort sack.
And that's the end of the quarter, so the field goal try will be after this. Aiden Hubbard, the stuff of nightmares for Maryland the last 2 years. 3 sacks a year ago, a third down sack tonight. No scoring since halftime, and Maryland has been on the ball a bunch. Northwestern has only run 3 plays since halftime, and Maryland will try a field goal to start this fourth quarter, make it a 1-score game after Aiden Hubbard came up with another sack against Maryland.
And it was first and goal from the 1, inside the 1. Now they're going to attempt this field goal. Ball placed at the 13-yard line. Certainly, Maryland fans are going, why did they go back to the tush push, the tortoise push, whatever you go? What was that? Was that called the tortoise push? I like it.
So 31-yarder for Jack Howes. To make it a 1-score game. And Howes sneaks it in there. A drive for Maryland that started at their own 1, went to the other 1, ends up with 3 points. Well, big day of college football all around, and on Fox tomorrow, big noon kickoff. Will Rogers, one of the best passers in the Big Ten, against Caleb Johnson. Iowa's running back, the Big Ten leading rusher. Arizona, top 10 win a couple weeks ago. They're into Provo, 5-0 BYU, and then another big one in the Big 12. Iowa State and West Virginia, both without a Big 12 loss. That closes out the night, all on Fox tomorrow.
That is awesome.
It's the beautiful thing about us getting this Friday night assignment. Get to go home tomorrow, and just kick it.
Enjoy ball. And enjoy this finish.
Northwestern has only run 3 plays since halftime. Maryland has controlled the clock. They're back within a score, 17-10. Fourth quarter from College Park. Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger-licking good. Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich. We welcome some of you who may have just flipped over from Dodgers Padres over on Fox. You just joined us. You missed a lot of Maryland having the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's got a lot, but not that much. 3 points. No, it's so weird of this disparity. No turnovers, only 3 points. And now Northwestern with their first drive in the fourth quarter, their second drive overall. Got to get pregame warm-up again. Come out at halftime.
Right.
You get rewarmed.
Well, big prove-it night both ways. 0-2 starts in the Big Ten for Northwestern and Maryland. Somebody's getting that first one in the next 14:57. Cats on the ball, up a touchdown. Lausch complete underneath. Thomas Gordon snuggles it for the catch, 5 yards.
Defensive coordinator Brian Williams heats up young Jack Lausch right there, trying to get the linebacker in his face. Nice little reset. Nice drive starter from offensive coordinator Zach Lujan, trying to build and continue to build the confidence of Jack.
Zach Lujan against Brian Williams. That is the matchup of the minds.
Unbalanced.
Hyman got out of 2 tackles, but all that horizontal run led to a loss on the play, and here comes third down.
Michael Harris, 31, unblocked in the backfield again. Same thing they did before. Watch the linebacker trigger from depth. Right there, unaccounted for. Hyman runs through it. Glenn Miller escorts him out of bounds.
1-score game. Third down.
Showing a 3-man rush. They're likely to add one of these linebackers to it. Or, nope, they're going to drop 8. Force quarterback to play.
Russian 3. Lausch extending, planting the feed, and incomplete. Wanted Gordon. Perry Fisher in coverage. And the Terps get it back down a touchdown.
Ideal situation right here for defensive coordinator Brian Williams. Rush 3, drop 8, make Jack Lausch be a drop back passer under pressure. 20 Perry Fisher, maybe a little tug on Thomas Gordon, but not enough. That edge held up big time on both sides, not let him run free. Trey Reddick was to the boundary, trying to swing the momentum back in black.
ACDC, well done. Akers gets it away.
Oh, wow.
Good punt. Kozlowski,
oh, no.
He touched it. He touched it. Here come the Cats. And he got back on top of it. Another near fire drill for Maryland.
When you're doing anything that looks like a Willie Mays in center field, you just let it go. And right here, when Kozlowski turns that way, just let it go. Run out of the way, get out of the way. Disaster can happen. Avoided. 1st and 10 Maryland.
Well, the special teams for Maryland tonight has lived in dangerous waters.
Yeah, 3 balls on the ground, only 1 recovered by Damon Walters right there. Cooper let this one hit the ground, and just now, Kozlowski living dangerously.
Well, they've only gotten beat on it once, and that was into tight coverage. Theron Johnson on Prather breaking it up.
Theron Johnson is confident, man. He is fun to watch. Just rising to the challenge has been the single coverage. Wherever Ty Felton has been doubled, he's been Johnny on the spot. He's pressured, bringing the corner pressure, and affected the passer, affected multiple plays that way. He's been really good into the boundary.
Yeah, he has improved his body language a ton over the last 3 weeks, according to David Braun. His play up, ticking two. Ball is out on the sack. It was Bastone. It's returned into the end zone. Hubbard on top of it. Touchdown, Wildcats. Welcome back, Carmine Bastone.
Bastone in the backfield. The motion, Ty Felton is open on the shallow, and Bastone just flat beats Isaac Bunyan one-on-one. No doubt that ball is out. Now let's watch this part. He initially had firm control. They will definitely have to take a look at this, that they broke playing before. Then it was ripped out by the offensive player, and that was close. And they just confirmed it.
The former walk-on turned scholarship player turned captain, Carmine Bastone, in his first game of the season. It missed the rest with injury. He was the first guy in, stripping it. They missed his edge. They missed his emotion, and they certainly missed that. The Northwestern players and coaches already had a whole lot of love for Carmine Bastone. That love just grew. Strip sack, touchdown, scoop and score in the hands of Aiden Hubbard.
Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Bastone. Everybody we met with was on the edge of their seat that he was back. They thought he would have a chance to affect the front, and boy did he.
It's been a slow process for Northwestern to get their captains healthy. They walked out for the coin flip, their Big Ten opener at Washington. Bastone, Cam Porter, two of their four captains are in street clothes. Got Porter back last week, get Bastone back this week. And they have a 2-score lead. Let's take a look at the Friday Night Spotlight, sponsored by KFC. It's finger looking good.
Just take a look at the coverage downfield. They have been excellent. Doubling Ty Felton like most people do, and then winning the single battles all over the place on the outside right here. They got the one against Fitzgerald inside on a tough catch. Theron Johnson outside, one-on-one with Prather, ripping it out. And then just a confidence-building rush. Bastone strip sack. Aiden Hubbard takes it to the house.
That combo down at the bottom side of the screen. Bastone almost got there again. Flag comes out. He was too close to getting there again. Flag came out on the hit with Bastone and Hubbard on the rush.
Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. It's still first down.
Never mind, it's a hole.
Yeah, they're picking up on this left side, getting after it on this strip sack. It was Bunyan, the guard, getting beat right there. Andre Roy flagged for the takedown.
So Maryland moving backwards, 1st and 20. It's complete. Howard, and Mueller's right there to not let him get any further. 7-yard gain, 3 yards short of the original line of scrimmage.
They're so good at the pass rush, the line games up front. There were multiple guys in the backfield again, all over Billy Edwards Jr. Good job getting it out.
Hubbard's coming. He moves the pocket. Edwards incomplete. And a flag's out. Very late. 2 late flags.
Looked like both officials were on the same program, just had to wait for it to develop enough, make sure they thought it was catchable. But they also got to Billy Edwards Jr. again that time. Well, Chicago Blackhawks line change right here. New D-line in.
Number 0. First down.
Coco Azuma called for the pass interference.
Yeah, so Azuma right there, 0. Got to watch for a little shot there.
You say Connor Bedard checked in on the defensive line? Is that what you just said? So a new set, and that's complete to Felton. Right in front of Theron Johnson. First down for Ty Felton.
No doubt about Billy Edwards Jr.'s toughness. Getting hit. Throwing a strike right there to Ty Felton into the boundary. They have been best changing up tempos. Four-man rush.
Edwards, a strike over the middle. Hauled in by Smith, taking the contact bravely for a first down.
U-line run the middle, just Tampa 2 defense. See 37 running out of the middle, threaded between those two by Billy Edwards Jr.
Biggest play of the night for Maryland. And Felton wrapped up on the edge. That last play before that went 27 yards for the biggest chunk for Billy Edwards through the air.
That was a strike, and Octavian Smith did a really nice job hanging on, getting drilled by Walters and U-line, vicing him in that Tampa 2 coverage.
And Smith with 2 catches tonight. That's more than he's had in the last 2 games. On second down.
Single.
For the end zone and over the top. And he hit the pylon. Incomplete. He had Prather.
Yes, he did. And he is frustrated because you don't get these chances very often. Just a little delayed release. That's a nice job by Theron Johnson. I'm just going to say the holding legally. Billy Edwards Jr. knows he let that one get away.
Well, chasing 2 touchdowns. Huge third down right here. Into the flat, juggled and incomplete for Prather. Oh, Billy Edwards bent over, just missed him.
3-man rush, changed the look on the back end and just missed him outside. That is a big target to miss. 6'3", 210, big wingspan. Right here, got to make something happen. Down 2 scores, 11-13, and a 4th and manageable situation here for Maryland. Northwestern has played a ton of split safety zone. That's how they're lined up right now. They're going to jump down, disguise it, and play a single safety.
Bad snap. Edwards pointing on a 4th down to the end zone. Jump ball knocked away. Walters the primary guy. Ozema the other. Breaking it up on Preston Howard.
Tries to make it a jump ball. Maryland's are usually fans of those, but no chance. They changed up the look, but he gave his guy a shot. Ozema ripping it out.
Northwestern and Maryland hoping that tonight is the night their season turns. And a lot of long faces right now for the Terps fans in the house. Chasing 2 touchdowns. And this is hard to believe, Mark. 6 plays, 7 points for Northwestern this half. Maryland has had the ball a bunch, only 3 points.
A lot of action, no execution. You know, tip your cap to Northwestern and their fervor tonight on defense. Going for the jugular right here.
Lausch has Kurtz. He's behind the secondary. Second explosive tonight from Lausch to Kurtz.
Lausch to Kurtz. He's the number 2 receiver right there. Just a brilliantly designed play out of unbalanced, and they didn't match it up well on the back end. Thinking that Northwestern is going to keep it on the ground and try to control it with the young QB, and they launch. Zach Lujan, well designed.
They have unwound their deep passing game tonight for the first time with Jack Lausch in a Big Ten game. Race to the edge. Lyman out of bounds. So remember what Zach Lujan, the offensive coordinator for Northwestern, told us yesterday. We got to keep Bryce Kurtz going. First 100-yard game last week at receiver of the season. First time in his career, he's gone back-to-back 100-yarders.
And I get it. And very well executed. by Jack Lausch. Great design on those chunk plays by Zach Lujan and company of just making it a one-on-one matchup earlier in the game. That right there was because of that unbalanced set, having the ability to run the ball earlier and set it up.
Play action. Quick pop for Kurtz, incomplete.
And that time they had a chance to get Kevis Thomas one-on-one with Kurtz. And Lausch just misses. Would certainly like to have that one back as it was clean.
Northwestern in field goal range. Hoping for more on a 3rd down and 8.
Bringing 5.
And it opens up in the middle, but it closed fast. And that stops Lausch from getting a 1st down. Kellen Wyatt makes it 4th down.
So it's a QB draw. Nice design. Brian Williams on defense. They're going to end up bringing Wheatland. Empty set. 5 for 5. Thinking that quarterback is the extra guy, and then layer it with those overlapping twisters right there. Levon Johnson setting up a field goal opportunity here for the busy Luke Akers.
He's punting, he's kicking off, he's kicking field goals tonight. He just joined us. Jack Olson, the normal place kicker, who would usually kick this 39-yarder, is not on the trip injured. Akers for a 3-score lead. And he's nails.
39-yard field goal attempt by Luke Akers is good.
Well, David Braun and the Cats that much closer to getting on that plane back to Evanston with their first Big Ten win. Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. It's the Lions and the Cowboys in America's Game of the Week, Sunday on Fox.
That was a message we heard from multiple staff members, multiple players. We got to get on a plane going home with a win. And as you said, they said they didn't count the win in Dublin against Nebraska a couple years ago as a neutral site. I think they
a road
phrased
game,
it. Yeah,
a road game where Northwestern has had to get on a plane. A true road game. They have not won one of those since 2018. Big Ten wins last year. They beat Wisconsin, which is a bus ride. They beat Illinois on the road, a bus ride. It's a weird deep cut stat, but it's been 6 years. A flight to a true road game. It's led to a win for Northwestern. They lead by 17 with Maryland having to go real fast now. 8:55, 3 scores to chase.
Yep, three scores got to be in full 2-minute mode right here. No doubt about that, and they got to protect him. Here's what happened on that last drive. That was the one that got away. Had a chance. Ty Felton, that was late in the drive, and the buildup of it led to this, a 3-man rush. Poor snap. This is the 4th down play. He does a good job at least giving his guy a shot. And right there, just coaching the moment of he's getting beaten and battered early in the drive, kind of builds up to those where you gotta figure out a way to finish if you're gonna earn the win tonight.
Completion to start the drive to Howard. And the ball comes out again. Walters has it. And Northwestern has it back. Braden Turner with his nose on the ball for Northwestern.
Just gonna say, as Preston Howard turned and squared, he gets the wrist. Gotta have your wrist above your elbow. Look at that right there. That's bad ball security right there. Braden Turner on the spot to punch, to rip. Looked like Mac Uline was in there as well. But you get that wrist below your elbow as a ball carrier, it is at risk. David Braun knows it. Very different reaction than Mike Locksley.
Maryland has been incredible protecting the ball this year. 3 turnovers coming in, and David Braun and his defense have forced 3 tonight on Mike Locksley's offense.
Last week we said it was Haley's comment that they could lose that game and win the turnover battle 4-0 tonight is how it normally goes. You lose the turnover battle, you're on your way, looking like tough to win.
Como Lafe with the first carry of this drive. Well, Maryland and Northwestern played about this time last year. Maryland started 5-0 last year. Their best start since their Orange Bowl season in the early 2000s. Went on a 4-game losing streak. Mike Locksley said that the goal out of the bye week proved that this year is different and that they can have the reverse of that. Slow start, big finish, try to get back into the Big Ten race. Here they are at home, down by 17.
Josh Thompson, the Wildcat down right there. And yeah, we talked about that with him for a long time, of, you know, saying that the past doesn't have to dictate the future, and certainly the change in how the divisions were made up in the past. Well, they still have a tough schedule. There might not be the traditional Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan slate that was always present in the Big Ten East era, but there's a lot of tough matchups for both these teams. That's why we were thinking tonight this is a must-win scenario for both of these programs fighting for bowl eligibility.
Well, this was the time of year for David Braun and Northwestern. They were 2-3, and they won 7 more games than a lot of people thought they would have won last year. They were projected to win 1 game. Pat Fitzgerald was fired during the summer. David Braun, a masterclass in crisis management last year. After the 2-3 start, they went 6-2. They beat Utah in the Vegas Bowl, and they committed to him long term. Well earned 5-year deal for David Braun after the job he did last year. Trying to copy and paste that same formula record-wise into the back half of this year. It opens up for Como Lafe. First down, Wildcats.
This good old-fashioned power from behind. You'll see the right guard pulling and leading up in here. He's involving basically a counter/power action, and just an absolute gash for Como Lafe.
Northwestern in no hurry, leading by 3 scores. They let the play clock go inside 5. Como Lafe bounce to the edge, flag out as he races in for a touchdown. Flags down at the 15 where that run broke free.
Holding. Offense, Fitz, number 16. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. It's still first down.
So Frank Covey, the 4th on the edge. Come on, he goes, man, it seemed too good to be true, and it was. Here's Covey coming down. I actually think they would have called. I think they called that on the other offensive player that was setting the edge there. It wasn't 16. That's who they announced. Looked like the tight end or the puller that really did the grab.
Maybe Lang.
Yeah.
Go back him up. And Cam Porter grinding out a couple of yards. So that wiped off what would have been the first career touchdown for Caleb Como Lafe.
Cam Porter jumps in there, and now Como Lafe back out, trying to get it back in the zone. And as you said, they will bleed every second out of this drive.
Those numbers that just flash by us here. It's amazing every time you look at how many plays have been run each way tonight. Almost 30 more plays for Maryland. And Northwestern has scored on defense and has been more efficient with their touches on offense. And it'll be 3rd down for the Wildcats. There's an injured Wildcat down behind the play, Duke Olgis.
Como Lafe is a tough dude through these blitzers that have been in the backfield unblocked.
Timeout, Maryland. That's the first of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
Olgas is back up. Mike Loxley takes his first time out for Maryland.
Yep, 3rd and 11, trying to save every bit of this they can, try to force Northwestern, talk Northwestern into trying to throw to convert this and try to surge back and get the ball back 3 times.
Well, for Northwestern, trying to repeat what they did last year. They are at Iowa, and then they go to Wrigley Field for Ohio State, at Michigan, the rivalry game on Thanksgiving weekend against the top 25 Fighting Illini.
That's it? That's just their schedule right there?
Those are the big games. They have Wisconsin at...
Wisconsin's on campus, right?
Field,
yep. And then
at Martin Stadium.
A couple more games at Wrigley Field. We were there, and what a great setting on the lake. Obviously, Northwestern, a gorgeous campus, and a unique utilization of that real estate that they rebuild.
We saw the director of development, Jesse Marks, for Northwestern. He's been the mastermind behind that. He was down there before the game.
3-man rush.
In College Park. And Lausch to the end zone, knocked down. Looking for Kurtz. Incomplete off the hands of Fisher.
And that's exactly what they were trying to do, is talk him into doing this. And Perry Fisher lost his footing, and it still hits him in the chest. Watch this. Lost his footing coming out of there on that checkerboard in the end zone. He says, oh man, I got a cast on that right hand, but I still should have about a 102-yard pick six.
.39-yard lead extending try for Luke Akers. Hit from this distance over on the other side. And Akers 3 for 3.
39-yard field goal attempt by Luke Akers is good.
Could read lips there. Wow. Well, big Saturday slate tomorrow. Washington and Iowa right after big noon kickoff tomorrow. And then Red River rivalry number 120 for the first time in the SEC. Number 1 Texas, number 18 Oklahoma. And then that one that everybody's had their eye on since the schedule came out. Number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Oregon. It's going to give us a great picture of where things are in the Big Ten. One that's not on there, Penn State USC.
That is a very intriguing game after the finishes of those two teams last week. Hopefully, James Franklin, former Maryland Terrapin, has fixed the runway, or at least gotten that done.
They had to drive up to Harrisburg. You didn't hear that story. The runway is not long enough for the big jet that Nittany Lions are bringing out there.
You got a lot of big dudes. Got to have a big jet.
Big jet, big dudes, big pads, big food, and a little commute to get out to Los Angeles. Wisłowski around the edge. And he hurdles out across the 30. Maryland hardly ever gives the ball away, but tonight's been different. 3 turnovers, doubling their season total.
Some rare footage. Right there, Bastone leading to the scoop and score from Aiden Hubbard. And this time, the rip out Braden Turner. He strip and recovered. That's a dude himself. Strip and recovery. And that leads to a frustrated Mike Loxley.
Came into the night leading the country in turnover margin. Plus 11 on the year for Maryland. They are -3 tonight. They've given it away 3 times and have not forced one. And that's knocked down. Kenny Soares in there again.
Soares is going, man. That almost became the 4th of the night. Threw it right to him. Brilliantly designed, dropping him out right underneath that little option route. Watch him punch out. He sees Edwards Jr. and elevates.
Second down for Billy Edwards. And that is picked off. A 4th turnover for the Northwestern defense. Damon Walters down the sideline. His first career interception.
Damon Walters, the freshman safety, just eyes down Billy Edwards Jr., great depth by these safeties. He's way back on the hash mark, eyeing up Billy Edwards and just triggers. Good job getting every bit he can before being forced out of bounds by Dylan Wade and company. Billy Edwards stares it down. He drives, and as you said, his first career pick. The Bolingbrook, Illinois native. And a fired up David Braun.
Well, Maryland had 13 days to prep for this game coming off a bye. Northwestern on a short week playing Saturday afternoon. They had to flush some frustrated feelings after losing to Indiana real fast. And coming on the road, they've been able to do that. Cam Porter ahead for a yard. It had been a while for Billy Edwards since he had thrown one up for grabs.
That's why this is so shocking. We've brought him multiple times. He's been that good, you know. Got away with a couple tip situations, which again happens to everybody. That one right there, just forcing it down 3 scores. Trying to bring him back with one throw.
Northwestern's defense has held one of the most efficient passers in the country this year. Billy Edwards 72% to just above 50% on the game. He's 22 of 40, including that pick. There's Porter through the wash, pounded off a hit, first down.
Think about Porter. He's such a good represser. He starts to bend it back and then presses it back front side. That means it kind of start in one direction. The teams almost force him to cut it back. He sets him up with that and then represses it on that initial front side action. One of the great things that he does really, really well.
And it's still not the big workman-like night that we're used to seeing with Cam Porter. And here Northwestern is ahead by 20. 2 weeks removed from injury. And Jake Arthurs streaking to the edge. Arthurs with a reach for a touchdown. His first touchdown in 3 years. Jake Arthurs.
A lot of firsts, and Damon Walters is setting up Arthurs. Watch that front side, just runs through 2, 3 would-be Terp tacklers to the checkerboard. Great physical finish for his first career touch.
Yeah, first since 2021 against Ohio.
That's right.
He had taken one snap all year. And he finds pay dirt here to make it 37-10. Well, Larry David is somewhere saying this is pretty bad for his alma mater. Former fraternity president here on campus, creator of Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
6 foot 165. They could use him somewhere.
Put some weight on, be a tight end.
Yeah. That is the key right there. Points off turnovers. We talked about Maryland unable to convert the 4 turnovers against Indiana. And Northwestern has flipped the script on them tonight.
Scored on all the turnovers. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals off of those 4 turnovers. David Braun challenged his team. Short week. This should help you guys emotionally. You've got, usually it's a 24-hour rule. You hear coaches say that all the time. He gave his team a 12-hour rule with that loss last week because they had to go 6 days then on the road after their last game.
Yeah, that's sometimes the best thing, coming there, and they flushed it in the morning, addressed their Indiana loss and what they needed to do going forward, let them go, and then brought them in back later that night and just pointed everything towards Friday night. The short week, sometimes that's the best. You kind of go back to the basics, maybe have 1 or 2 things that you've messed with in the past against Maryland that you know is good, and called it up, and then got to convert on all these situations, the turnovers, the inexperienced quarterback play, and a big night.
Edwards for Felton, and they rally. Northwestern does. This wasn't only uncharted territory for the players after not losing 2 games in a row last year at Northwestern. David Braun never had that happen at North Dakota State, on his way to 2 national championships, the FCS level, as the defensive coordinator. So that was partially advice he had to take himself. Caden Prather, first down, Maryland.
Yeah, those are kind of uncharted waters you love. You want to solve those problems. The first ever career back-to-back losses. If he could book that for the rest of his career, he'd take it.
It's a hard one to sustain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Edwards with pressure in his face. Soares almost got there, and it was knocked down. Tyler Gantz had the knockdown with Soares right in the face of Edwards again.
And a line change here. And Soares recharged things. Gantz, Soares on the spot.
Second down, Edwards out of the backfield for Ray. Guy that can really fly in open space, and tripped up on an ankle tackle with another first down.
So leak out that time by Nolan Ray. Again, a speedster just tripped up right there. 4-man rush.
Edwards, sideline shot. Felton off his hands. If he caught it, probably 6.
Joe DeHaan was trying to do his best Damon Walters impression right there and pick it on that hole shot, but Edwards fit it through, and Ty Felton didn't think it was going to get through and got to him. Deep to short outside in here right now for those guys. Don't need to trigger on that. 4-man rush.
And a wobbler. Now it's the perimeter, incomplete.
They do such a good job of that, Northwestern, sitting on routes, sitting on your tendencies.
This Maryland team coming off 3 straight bowl wins and appearances.
Yeah, first time in school history for that. Got to keep that in mind. Nice awareness.
Edwards to Prather, first down. You know, they had been to 3 before, but they had never won 3 before, and they were going for 4 bowl games in a row this season, and obviously can still get there. They'll be halfway through their schedule at 3-3. And well-deserved optimism for the program coming in after those 3 straight years, especially with how Billy Edwards has engineered this offense leading into tonight. But it's getting tougher. Homecoming game next week. USC will be here. Minnesota just beat USC in an upset last week. They'll have to go there, then Oregon. Rutgers has only 1 loss. Iowa and Penn State to close it out. That is a real tough go.
We talked about their gauntlet with several people this week, and that's why this game was so important. And for every Terp fan, this game was the tick in the win column in the preseason. You know, when you look over the schedule, but as you said, SC, Minnesota, Oregon, Rutgers, Iowa, Penn State, murderers row.
Well, the Cats dominant, 37-10 at the 2-minute timeout, taking that short week into what looks like their first Big Ten win of the year. Carmine Bastone, he had the game-sealing play. When you look back at it now, the strip sack that gave Northwestern a scoop and score, a 24-10 lead, and they've kept pouring it on since then. his first game of the season returning from injury, and that was one of the 4 takeaways for Northwestern's defense, and they've scored off of all 4 of those turnovers.
Zach Lujan, offensive coordinator, David Braun, both said we wanted to be around 50 plays and dictate this. I guarantee they didn't anticipate this time. The ball's out again.
That ball is out. Northwestern, another recovery. Braden Bruss running the other way. A 5th takeaway of the night goes out toward midfield. That play was blown dead. Preston Howard put it on the deck. Bruss ran the other way, and Northwestern 148 away from Big Ten win number 1.
Let's take a look at this. If all the elements are met for a catch. Can't tell from that angle if he had firm control, but firm control, a body part, which I don't know if he ever had any of those things. I think that's going to be an incomplete pass. Got to have firm control, the body part, and then a football move. He never had, again, that first element. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Further discussion.
I'll bet your
the ruling on the
paycheck.
field is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
Don't do that.
Well, I'm just pretty sure right there.
No. Very selfless teammate you are. Thank you.
After review, 4th and 8 from the 17.
So now 4th down. Mike Loxley has to get in Billy Edwards Jr. ear here. Make sure he's got to get rid of the ball here. Give his guys a chance on 4th down.
You can tell the players like playing for him, can't you? David Braun.
Yeah. That whole team had a different juice this week. Coming in a situation where, you know.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:57. 1:57.
So that's the time for the negated return. That was an incomplete pass, but they had an edge of confidence, of belief, and that's so important when you're in a situation you're 0-2. Who wants to play more? Who wants to be here?
For the end zone, that's knocked out. That's another turnover on down. Garner Wallace makes that play and gets the ball back for the Cats.
Garner Wallace is a big, good-looking dude, 6'4", 220. Right there in the slot against the burner Octavian Smith. Some people call that a little underthrown, but Garner Wallace in position to rip it out either way. A couple kneels, and it's ball game.
And Jack Lausch is done. And it's Ryan Helinski into the game for Northwestern. Hasn't played yet this year. He competed for the starting job last year that went to Ben Bryant. With Lausch done, we got to give you our player of the game. I just gave it away. It's Jack Lausch. He's our player of the game, brought to you by Old Trapper. What's your beef?
The chunk plays downfield, an advantage Northwestern tonight. Lausch doing it on the ground and through the air. This is the beautiful corner route to Kurtz. Another angle of the different post round of Kurtz out of unbalanced, beautifully designed. That leads to a smiling and a benched Jack Lausch for all the right reasons.
It'll be kneel down time for Helinski. Really amazing, right? We had a chance to visit with Jack Lausch yesterday. Doubled and tripled down on our question of, were you broken confidence-wise after throwing 29% against Washington? He said no. We were like, all right,
right.
let's check in with his coaches, see what they think. Zach Lujan said no. David Braun said no. Really incredible.
And didn't hesitate, number one, in a sincere way, and then backed it up. Had a reason. You know, remember Zach Lujan is like, this is why. David Braun said a different set of this is why. You know, sometimes you have to talk yourself into that as a quarterback, and as a young quarterback, some of the hardest thing is to know when it's your fault, when it's not your fault. Very difficult as they trudge, and then explode for a 37-10 victory on the road.
Well, as he said, was necessary. David Braun and Northwestern, they're getting on the plane back to Evanston. 3-3 with their first Big Ten win. And Northwestern and Maryland had never played before they were in the Big Ten together. And it had been a little while since they had won here. That was actually 2 games ago. They don't play every year or every other year, but 7 years since they had won it, and they were convincing in doing it.
Yeah, back to the drawing board right there for that man. You can see him look David Braun in the eye. Hey, you kicked our tail. No doubt about that. Still a lot to build on. Still a ton to play for both of these teams.